The Trump-Zelensky meeting, the dramatic confrontation, global reactions, and its long-term implications. The Trump-Zelensky showdown, a meeting that shook global diplomacy. Introduction. A meeting like no other. On February 28, 2025, the world witnessed a diplomatic confrontation unlike any in recent history. Former U.S. President Donald Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky met in the White House, but what was expected to be a formal discussion on military aid and strategic alliances quickly turned into a heated exchange filled with sharp words, personal attacks, and a bizarre controversy over a suit. This wasn't just a meeting, it was a defining moment in US-Ukraine relations, NATO's unity, and global geopolitics. What went wrong? What were the real words exchanged behind closed doors? And how did the world react to the shocking diplomatic fallout? This article takes you inside the Oval Office confrontation, the global shockwaves, and the future consequences of this fateful meeting. Chapter 1. The build-up to the meeting. The suit controversy, the first sign of trouble. Days before the meeting, tensions were already brewing. According to White House sources, Trump's aides made a specific request. They wanted Zelensky to wear a formal suit instead of his signature military fatigues. Why? Trump, a businessman turned politician, values image and presentation. To him, a suit represented a professional, deal-making attitude rather than a symbol of war. But Zelensky refused. Zelensky's response: "I am a man at war. I do not wear a suit while my people die." This decision already annoyed Trump, setting the stage for the explosive meeting. Chapter 2. The Oval Office Showdown. Trump vs. Zelensky, the war of words. The meeting began with forced pleasantries, but within minutes, the conversation turned into a verbal battle. Trump's opening salvo. Trump: "Volodymyr, you should have worn a suit today. It's a sign of respect. That's how real leaders negotiate." Zelensky, sitting across from Trump, stiffened but didn't back down. Zelensky: "Mr. President, my respect is not in my clothing, it is in my actions." Trump chuckled, shaking his head. Trump: "Look, I'm a businessman. And let me tell you something, your country is in big trouble." He leaned forward. Trump: "Your people are dying. You're running out of soldiers. And you need us, but I don't see a lot of gratitude." Zelensky fires back. Zelensky, unfazed, matched Trump's intensity. Zelensky: "Gratitude. Mr. President, how many times have I thanked America? Publicly, privately, in front of your Congress." Trump waved his hand dismissively. Trump: "Words are cheap. Actions matter." Zelensky's expression hardened. Zelensky: "We have fought on the front lines against an enemy that threatens democracy worldwide. Isn't that enough?" Trump smirked. Trump: "Listen, I don't do bad deals. And right now, Ukraine looks like a bad deal." The room fell dead silent. Chapter 3. The Breaking Point. Vice President J.D. Vance steps in. At this moment, Vice President J.D. Vance, a vocal critic of continued aid to Ukraine, interjected. Vance: "President Zelensky, maybe it's time you understood that America has its own problems. Our resources aren't endless." Zelensky turned toward him, his voice icy. Zelensky: "Mr. Vice President, have you ever visited Ukraine? Have you seen the bombed-out homes? Have you heard the sirens at night?" Vance hesitated. Trump smirked and delivered the final blow. Trump: "Careful, Volodymyr. You were gambling with World War III. The moment that ended it all." Zelensky sat back, stunned. Zelensky: "What do you mean by that?" Trump leaned forward. Trump: "If I cut your aid, if I tell NATO to step back, what happens next? You think Russia will stop?" "No, but that's not my problem." Zelensky took a deep breath. Zelensky: "So you would abandon us?" Trump shrugged. Trump: "I don't make bad deals. And right now, Ukraine is looking like a bad deal." With that, Trump stood up, signaling the end of the meeting. Trump: "No joint press conference. No deal. We're done here." Zelensky stood as well, his face calm but filled with fire. Zelensky: "History will judge who made the bad deal, Mr. President." And with that, Zelensky walked out. Chapter 4. Global Shockwaves. World leaders react. The fallout was instant and global. Europe stands with Zelensky. French President Emmanuel Macron: "This is a betrayal of democratic values." German Chancellor Olaf Scholz: "Ukraine will not stand alone." Russia celebrates. Dmitry Medvedev, Kremlin spokesman: "Zelensky is desperate. America has abandoned him." Trump's supporters cheer. Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban: "Trump understands realpolitik." Chapter 5. The Fallout. Zelensky's response to reporters. Outside the White House, Zelensky faced reporters. His words were simple but powerful. Zelensky: "We will fight with or without support. That is what Ukrainians do. Trump jokes about the suit incident. At a rally the next day, Trump mocked the controversy. Trump, next time Zelensky comes to the White House, maybe he should try a tuxedo. Might help. The crowd laughed, but the world wasn't laughing. Chapter 6, The Long-Term Consequences. 1. The Future of US-Ukraine Relations. With Trump reviewing military aid, Ukraine now faces a new battle, not against Russia, but against uncertainty. 2. NATO's internal divisions. Will Europe step up and fund Ukraine in America's absence? Could Russia exploit this tension? 3. The 2025 presidential race and foreign policy shifts. With Trump seeking re-election, his stance on Ukraine could define US foreign policy for years. Conclusion. A meeting that changed everything. What was meant to be a diplomatic handshake turned into one of the most explosive confrontations in modern politics. Zelensky walked away empty-handed. Trump walked away with a stronger hold on his base. The world walked away more divided than ever. As war rages on in Ukraine, one question remains. Was this the moment that changed the fate of a nation?